What if everything you think you know about freedom is wrong? We live in a world obsessed with choices, independence, and breaking limits. Yet despite all this freedom, so many of us feel trapped. Trapped in expectations, trapped in habits, trapped inside our own minds. So what is real freedom? Today, we're going deeper into philosophy, psychology, and the human condition to uncover what true freedom really means and why most people spend their whole lives running further away from it. Freedom is a word everyone loves, but almost no one examines. Ask people what freedom means, and you'll likely hear, doing whatever I want, not being controlled, having more money, more power, more options. But history shows us that the people who lived with the most choices often felt the least free. Emperors, billionaires, celebrities, individuals who have everything most people dream of still suffer from anxiety, depression, and an inner sense of imprisonment. So, maybe freedom has little to do with the world outside you. Maybe true freedom begins within. In this video, we'll explore why external freedom isn't enough, the psychology of self-imposed chains, Stoic and existential views of liberation, the difference between comfort and freedom, how to actually become free in your daily life. By the end, you'll understand a truth that can change how you live forever. Most people define freedom as when no one is telling me what to do. But think about it. Even if you can choose your job, choose what to watch, choose who to follow online, are you really choosing, or are you just reacting? Advertising influences what you buy. Social media influences what you believe. Trends influence what you wear. Even your cravings, your fears, and your desires, they're shaped by forces you don't control. Psychologists call this perceived autonomy the illusion that we are free while silently obeying invisible systems. We often think, if I remove rules, I'll be free. But remove rules, and another ruler appears. Impulse. Distraction becomes your master. Comfort becomes your cage. Fear becomes your dictator. And the scariest chains are the ones you can't see. There is a famous quote, "Man is condemned to be free." Jean-Paul Sartre. Sartre believed that our greatest burden is choice, because choice demands responsibility, and responsibility is frightening. So, what do? We escape into predictable routines, social expectations, mediocre lives, rules we quietly accept. We imprison ourselves to avoid the weight of freedom. Psychology agrees. People would rather stay in a bad situation they understand than step into an unknown that could set them free. Think about that. We choose familiar suffering over uncertain freedom. So the biggest obstacle to freedom isn't society. It isn't your boss. It isn't your parents. It isn't money. It's fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of being responsible for your own story. The mind that seeks safety becomes its own jailer. The Stoics offered a simple formula for freedom. Freedom equals control over your inner world. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus taught that a person is free only when their thoughts and reactions are within their command. You cannot control the weather, the economy, other people, the past, the future, but you can control how you think, what you value, where you place attention, what you do with the present moment. Stoicism says, when nothing external can disturb your peace, no one can take your freedom. Freedom is not running away from constraints, it is choosing your response to them. A slave who masters his inner world can be freer than a king controlled by his desires. Existentialists believed freedom comes with responsibility, the responsibility to create meaning. If life has no built-in purpose, then you must shape your own. Freedom is the courage to say, I will define who I am. But existential freedom is uncomfortable, because if you choose your own meaning, you also choose your own failure. No excuses. No one to blame. You are the author, and you are responsible for every page. This is why many people chase distraction instead of freedom. Freedom forces us to face ourselves. Here's a paradox. The more comfortable life becomes, the less free we feel. Technology makes everything effortless. No need to remember. Your phone remembers. No need to walk. Everything delivers. No need to focus endless entertainment. But comfort produces dependence, and dependence kills freedom. When you can't control your attention, you aren't free. When you can't put down the phone, you aren't free. When you need approval to feel worthy, you aren't free. True freedom often looks like doing what is hard, not what is easy. It sounds strange, but it's true. Discipline equals freedom. The musician who practices becomes free to express themselves. The athlete who trains becomes free to move with strength. The writer who writes every day becomes free to create worlds. Rules you choose for yourself are not prisons. They are pathways to power. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to himself." Without discipline, you obey cravings instead of goals. Without rules, you drift instead of grow. Freedom isn't escaping the structure. It's designing one that serves your highest self. True freedom is not just mental or social. It is emotional. Signs you are not emotionally free. You react instead of respond. Other people's opinions control your peace. You avoid conflict because you fear disapproval. You can't say no. You replay regrets or worry constantly. When your emotions dictate your actions, your emotions hold the key to your cell. Emotional freedom is learning to feel without obeying feelings, observe thoughts without becoming them, love without clinging, care without begging for care. Freedom is not indifference, it is inner leadership. Choosing yourself may be the most radical act of freedom. Not the version others want, not the version that feels safe, not the version that avoids criticism, the version that feels true. Freedom demands sacrifice, letting go of approval, letting go of certainty, letting go of who you used to be. Many people know what they want, but very few choose it when the world is watching. To be free is to disappoint expectations, even your own, in pursuit of something greater. People often treat love as ownership. My partner should, they should make me feel. But freedom means you do not require someone to change in order to love them. Attachment says, I need you to make me whole. Freedom says, I choose you without losing myself. Real love expands freedom instead of limiting it. Space to grow. Honesty without fear. Support without control. A relationship is free when it helps both people rise higher than they could alone. Real freedom requires rebellion, not against society, but against mental laziness. Question your assumptions. Why do I believe what I believe? Who taught me what is normal? Is this desire truly mine or borrowed? The first step toward freedom is awareness. The second is courage to change what awareness reveals. Most people regain consciousness only after they've wasted years living someone else's script. You can choose differently now. Some spiritual traditions say the deepest freedom comes from letting go of the self entirely. No ego to defend, no role to maintain, no identity to protect. Freedom in this sense is not about getting what you want. It's about being free from needs that control you. When you stop chasing validation, you stand in peace. When you stop fighting reality, you rest in acceptance. When you stop needing life to be different, you become unshakable. Here are 7 habits that create real freedom. Practice saying no, even when it feels uncomfortable. Limit mindless consumption. Control what enters your attention. Spend time alone. Discover who you are without noise. Do difficult things on purpose. Strength builds space for choice. Define your values. Act from purpose, not impulse. Take responsibility. No blaming. Power returns to you. Choose discomfort over regret. Growth is a doorway, locked from the inside. Freedom is not an accident. It is a lifestyle. True freedom is not out there in the world. It's not in your possessions. It's not in your circumstances. It's not in how many rules you break. Real freedom begins the moment you say, "I will no longer be a prisoner of myself." You become free when you choose your actions. You control your attention. You decide your meaning. You build your life intentionally. Freedom is the courage to live in alignment with your highest truth, even when it scares you. That is the freedom worth fighting for. If this video helped you see freedom differently, don't forget to subscribe to join our journey into the mind. Like this video if you want more deep psychology and philosophy. Share this with someone who needs it today. And now tell me in the comments, what is one internal chain you want to break in your life? Your story might be the reminder someone else needs. Thanks for watching, and remember, the mind that knows itself can never be enslaved.